David and Deirdre lived in a beautiful cottage. It's a humble cottage on the side of a hill. And David and Deirdre, they didn't live alone. They lived with Deirdre's parents, her ma and da. Now, David and Deirdre, they wanted children of their own, but they hadn't had any. They'd been trying for years. And it made them kind of sad. Deirdre's ma, she had lost her eyesight over the years and was now blind. She used to sit on the porch and watch the sunset. But now she couldn't see the colours, but she could still feel the warmth of the sun slowly leaving once the sun had dipped below the horizon. And Deirdre's da, he had been once a big, strong, powerful man. But now he was old and weak and his hands were riddled with arthritis. And so all the money that came into the house came from David and Deirdre. Deirdre fixed clothes, made clothes. And David, he chopped wood and sold wood and did a little bit of carpentry on the side. Well, one day David was out in the forest, cutting down trees. He limbed the trees when they fell. And he worked hard. And at lunchtime he sat down on one of the trees and he took out his lunch, his big pasty. He pulled out a bottle of cider and pulled the cork. And he was just about to bite into the pasty when something moved out of the corner of his eye. He turned to see, thinking that it was probably a squirrel or a rabbit. But instead he saw a wee man. He saw a fairy scurrying across the edge of the clearing. Just then, a shadow flew over him, and it was a hawk, and the hawk was diving down straight towards the fairy, but the fairy ducked behind a rock. The hawk flew up screaming, calling out in its anger, flew high into the sky again, circling, and the wee man, the fairy, he leapt up, ran across the clearing, ran along an old rotting wood, and his foot caught and stuck. "Oh no! Oh no!" he called. The hawk flew down. Oh, David saw the hawk coming down. He grabbed his axe and said, "No! Whoa!" and scared the bird away. He then went and looked at the fairy, trapped there in the log. "Oh no! Oh no! Well, you're just going to sit there and look at me?" No. "Would you like to free me out from this log here?" Yes, sorry. And so he took the axe and pushed it into the crack and moved it, twisted it, until the wee man could take his foot out. "Oh, thank you very much now." "Oh, it was my pleasure," he said. He couldn't believe it. There's a fairy right there on the log before him. "Suppose you'd be wanting a wish now." "A wish? Certainly, that would be nice. Just the one, though. It's not like you saved me life. You just got me foot out of the log now." "Well, I suppose one will be all right," said David. "All right, then." And so the fairy reached into his pocket and pulled out this shimmering, glowing wish. David looked at it. He could hardly believe it. There was a wish, a real wish. Be careful what you wish for, though. Don't wish for something silly. And you can't wish for more wishes, neither. It's just the one wish you can wish for. David reached into his pocket, pulled out a tinderbox and emptied the contents, and took the wish, placed it in the box to keep it safe. He put it in his pocket, but when he looked up, the fairy had gone. "I got a wish. I've got a wish. I've seen a fairy, and I got a wish." He ran home to his family as quickly as he could. Deirdre, I saw a fairy in the forest today." "You did not." "I did too." "You did not." "I did too." "You saw a fairy?" "I did." "Gave me a wish." And he told Deirdre about seeing the fairy and rescuing it. He pulled the wish out, and Deirdre said, "We could wish for a baby." Deirdre's mother heard. "What's the point in having a baby if I can't see it? You'll have a baby at some time. Wish for me eyesight back. David, wish for me eyesight back, and then I can see the baby." Da came into the room. What, you got a wish? What do you want to wish eyesight for? What do you want to wish for babies? The babies you'll have. A doctor would fix your mother's eyes. What we need is money. Wish for gold and lots of it. Lots and lots of gold. And so, Deirdre and Deirdre's ma and Deirdre's pa, they began arguing about what they should wish for. David, he's like, this is a gift. We shouldn't be fighting over this gift. He shut the wish back in the tinderbox, put it in his pocket, and he left the cottage. He walked to the top of the hill, and there he sat as the sun set, and he watched the colours play on the clouds, the colours of the sky going from red to purple to gold. The clouds changed shape, and he thought of his ma, his mother-in-law, seeing the clouds no longer. He heard a magpie calling off in the woods that sounded almost like a baby's cry. And he looked at the gold in the clouds, and an idea struck him, and he smiled. And so David ran back to the cottage, and he said, Ma, Deirdre, sit down and be quiet. Listen. I only have one wish, and I know what to wish for. Is it gold? Said no, not really. Is it my eyesight back? Said Ma, not really. Is it a baby? Said Deirdre, not really. Well, what is it then? They said. Shh, said David. The wish, laid in the box in his hands. I wish, said David, I wish that Deirdre's ma with her own eyes could see our healthy, happy, smiling baby laying in its crib made of gold. And so, a month later, Deirdre found out she was pregnant. Deirdre's mother's eyesight slowly began to return. And the day before the baby was born, mysteriously, out of nowhere, a golden crib appeared next to David and Deirdre's own bed. And that's the story of the fairy's wish. Thank you very much. Thanks very much indeed for coming. It means a lot to me that I got some new folks coming, which is great. Some people have heard me before, and folks that haven't heard me before, and you guys that come and see me all the time. It's great that you do that. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much indeed.